Buenos dias, buenos tardes, mga amigos, mga amigas. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Attorney Rene Bueno. Bueno, sa gabing ito ay muli po nating pag-usapan yung tungkol sa kasong isinampa ni Bossing Big Soto regarding the 19 counts of cyber libel case and the petition for the issuance of the writ of habeas data. Sapagkat kaninang hapon bago tayo mauwi dito sa bahay ay may isang estudyante, student of law, na ako po ay inusisa ng inusisa sapagkat siya po ay nakapanood ng isang interview ng opposing lawyer, yung kalaban ni Big Soto, no, na mga abogado ni Daryl Yap, ni Director Daryl Yap. Na kung saan during the interview daw ay nasabi ng lawyer nitong si Daryl Yap that they will move for the consolidation of the civil and the criminal cases. Ito ay tungkol do sa petition for the issuance of the writ of habeas data at yung 19 counts of cyber libel case. Kinakailangan daw na ito ay makonsolidate sapagat meron pong inisyu ang ating Korte Suprema na kapag ang isang petition for the writ of habeas data ay naisampa na at ito ay nasundan ng pagsasampa ng criminal case, at kailangan daw ito ay makonsolidate na upang maging mas epesyente at mas mapabilis ang pagtakbo at pag-usad ng kaso sa ating hukuman. Pangalawang katanungan na ibinato sa atin ng estudyante ay kung ang writ of habeas data ba ay applicable lamang sa government, against government entities, at hindi ba to applicable sa kaso ng mga private individuals just like in the case of Big Soto against Daryl Yap. So yan po ang pag-uusapan natin dito sa episode na to at paliliwanag po natin at tayo po ay magbibigay ng sarili nating opinion ayon doon sa mga katanungan ng student of law na ating pong nakausap kaninang hapon bago tayo umuwi ng ating tahanan. So unahin natin yung kanyang unang katanungan. Kailangan bang i-consolidate yung petition for the issuance of writ of habeas data doon sa 19 counts of cyber libel case filed by Bossing Big Soto? So ang akin pong kasagutan na ibinigay doon sa student of law ay ganito. Ang criminal case kasi, yung cyber libel case kasi, focuses on the alleged libelous content of the teaser video, while the petition for the issuance of the writ of habeas data addresses the right to privacy violation and its continued existence in different platforms. Yung criminal case, yung cyber libel case, ay ina-examine kung yung video ba constitutes as libel, and if the defendant is liable for its publication. On the other hand, yung petition for the issuance of the writ of habeas data addresses the privacy right, the constitutional right to privacy of the complaining party, si Bossing. At ang kanyang objective dito sa petition is to have all the teaser video removed in all social media platforms, at kung saan man yan na-upload, tanggalin yan. That is the main objective of the petition for the writ of habeas data. Kung mapapansin ninyo, they have different issues, no? Hindi magkapareho ng issue, and they have different purposes, di ba? So, kasi ayon do sa Korte Suprema Circular, no, dapat i-consolidate if the issues are directly related to one another. But if the issues are related to another case different from the criminal case filed by the complaining party, then they can be tried separately. No, kasi yung petition naman for the issuance of the writ of habeas data, it does not ask the court naman na, oh, you declare the defendant or the accused guilty or innocent. Wala naman siyang sinasabi doon na ganon. Or the petition naman does not influence the outcome of the criminal case. Kasi magkaiba siya ng issue eh. Magkaiba siya ng purpose and objective. So therefore, ang conclusion natin dito, according to our analysis, at ang ating isinagot do sa student of law is that the civil case regarding the petition for the issuance of the writ of habeas data can be tried separately and independently from the criminal case regarding the 19 counts of cyber libel case because they have different issues involved. Okay. So, yun po ang binigay nating kasagutan do sa student of law sa isang universidad sa Manila. Pangalawa, yung kanyang katanungan, sir, yung bang habeas data is applicable only against the government entities? Ang akin pong kasagutan sa kanya ay base sa Supreme Court decision involving St. Teresa's College, no? Dahil dito sa St. Teresa's College case, ang sabi po ng ating Korte Suprema, the writ of habeas data principle is not only applicable against government agencies, it is also applicable to all private individuals. Kasi any person, no, may avail of this remedy na writ of habeas data because the law provides any person. If it is any person, it may be a natural person, it may be an artificial person like a corporation, or it may be a government entity. So, it covers everyone. So, a private individual can file a petition for the issuance of the writ of habeas data. So yun, so naliwanagan yung ating student of law at ang aking kabilin-bilinan sa kanya ay huwag mong kalilimutan yan sapagkat yan ay napaka-tricky na tanong kung sakasakaling ibibigay sa inyong examination. Kasi minsan pag binulaga ka ng tanong, sabihin sa'yo, a petition for the writ of habeas data was filed by Bossing, no? And subsequently, after 2 or 3 days, 19 counts of cyber libel case was filed with the Regional Trial Court of Metro Manila. So, there is also a Supreme Court circular, no, directing the consolidation of cases, something like that. So, ang sagot mo kaagad doon, yes, it must be consolidated. Pero kwidaw ka, basahin mo maigi. Baka mamaya magkaiba ng issue. Hindi mo pwedeng i-consolidate yun pag magkaiba ng issue. So, sabi ko sa kanya, titingnan mo ng maigi yung issue doon sa petition for writ of habeas data tsaka yung issue doon sa 19 counts of cyber libel case. If they have different issues, different purposes, different objectives, then they can be tried separately. Yun ang billing ko sa kanya. So, sabi ng bata, sir, maraming salamat. At pag ito ay naibigay sa aming exam, i-blow out kita dahil masasagot ko ng tama ang katanungan sa aming eskwela. So, hanggang dito na lamang po at sana po ay nadagdagan na naman ang inyong legal na kaalaman. At huwag niyo pong kalilimutan na i-like, share at mag-subscribe na po kayo dito sa aking YouTube channel kung hindi pa po kayo nakakapag-subscribe. At nang ako ay makarating na dun sa 100,000 subscribers. So hanggang dito na lamang po. Ito pong muli ang inyong lingkod, Attorney Rene Bueno.